घनश्यामा तेरा घुरामा, हे घनश्यामा सुन लो मेरी पुकार, माँ बाप सुन लो मेरी पुकार, सुन लो मेरी पुकार, माँ बाप सुन लो मेरी पुकार, माँ बाप सुन लो मेरी पुकार। हे शिव शंकर, हे शिव शंभो, हे शिव शंकर, हे शिव शंभो सुन लो मेरी पुकार, मामा सुन लो मेरी पुकार, सुन लो मेरी पुकार, बाबा सुन लो मेरी पुकार, बाबा सुन लो मेरी पुकार, सुन लो मेरी पुकार, बाबा सुन लो मेरी पुकार, बाबा सुन लो मेरी पुकार, बाबा सुन लो मेरी पुकार।
नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने बल। नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने बल। नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने बल। अपना तन का मन का धन का तो जो करी जो ध्यान रे, ओ सच्चा इंसान रे, इस धरती का भगवान रे। नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल। अपना तन का मन का धन का दूजो करे जो ध्यान रे, वो सच्चा इंसान रे, इस धरती का भगवान है। नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल। नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल।
1 2 sound check, checking the sounds 1 2. जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, जय श्री राम हरे, जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, जय श्री राम हरे।
जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, जय श्री राम हरे।
तुम्ही हो माता पिता, तुम्ही हो माता पिता, तुम्ही हो माता पिता, तुम्ही हो, मैं तेरे शरण परे। जय श्री राम हरे, जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, जय श्री राम हरे। तुम्ही हो सुख दे, तुम्ही हो दुख रे, तुम्ही हो सुख दे, तुम्ही हो दुख रे, तुम्ही हो सुख रे, तुम्ही हो दुख रे, मैं तेरे बंधु परे। जय श्री राम हरे, जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, जय श्री राम हरे। तुलसीदास है तेरी गुण गावे, तुलसीदास है तेरी गुण गावे, तुलसीदास है तेरी गुण गावे, चंदन शरण करे। जय श्री राम हरे, जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, जय श्री राम हरे, जय श्री राम हरे प्रभु, 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 जय श्री राम हरे।
प्रेम से बोलिए श्री उमापति महादेव की जय, विष्णु भगवान की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सकल पंच की जय। जय सीताराम। Dear devotees, once more on behalf of the Mandir, a most cordial and special welcome to you and those yet to come. Sanjan Ravi, it's nice to see you all here tonight again. Okay? And we extend a special welcome to all those devotees across the world who normally join with us on our Facebook page and on YouTube, streaming live by members of the Sanagar Hindu Youth Group led by Rishon Vizai from the Sanagar Hindu Temple, branch number 67 of the SDMS, of Ocho Road in Sangre Grande, Trinidad, West Indies, a most cordial and special welcome. Darren, a special welcome to you too. Let us bear in mind, devotees of the scriptures tell us, Punya Punya Benomilahina Santa. Lord Shiva himself reiterates that one, it's difficult to be in environments like this. This type of environment is called Satsangh. Satsangh is the holy environment created with love and devotion, where three major activities take place. Puja, worshiping the feet of the Lord. Kirtan, singing and chanting the praises of the Lord with a guileless heart. And Katha, listening to the divine nature of the Lord. But Lord Shiva stresses, it's difficult to be in this environment unless the Lord's mercy is showered and our good karmas accumulate from the past and this present birth. More blessed we are again to be in this holy shrine of Lord Shiva as we join in Satsang. So bearing this in mind, we consider ourselves highly blessed. So we have had puja, we have had kirtan, we join in Bhagavan's Katha. Let us sit upright. As we clasp our hands, we close our eyes and bow our heads. We rever the lotus-like feet of Bhagavan Vishnu as we visualize the Lord, possessing the dark hue complexion with a beautiful crown upon thy head. With the forearm Sankha Chakra Gada Pachpan Mala Vibhushitam, a beautiful mala made of the wild sylvan flowers garlanded the Lord. In the form of Bhagavan Vishnu, when Narad visited him, he was the relaxing and eternal serpent Shesha. Maha Lakshmi was massaging his feet, and all the divinities surrounded the Lord and were praising thee. So to Prabhu this night, we put our hearts together as we offer our praises unto you. But of all your feet, yes, we rever your lotus-like feet, reminding us in your various manifestations how mysterious those feet are. Even as Bhagavan Baman, you cause holy river Ganga to be flowing on earth today. As Shri Ram, you redeemed the Hilya. Janak laid those feet on the day of your wedding with Sita. Guha laid those feet before you ferried across Ganga, quoted his blessing. Even Vibhishan, thrown out from Lanka, sought refuge and was saved. As we mentally bow, we crave of you, Lord, bless us once more. With your divine grace, guidance, mercy, divine protection, divine inspiration. But Lord, we crave the greatest of boons that any human can be blessed with. The gift of unswerving, unfaltering, uninterrupted, unflinching, loyal devotion of bhakti to thee. As we keep our focus on the feet of the Lord, we rever the various divinities. Hari Om. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatiyai Namaha, Shri Guru Charana Kamalibhyo Namo Namaha. Om Yam Brahma Vedanta Vido Varanti, Param Pradhana Purushanta Thanye, Veshwargate Karanam Ishwaram Va, Tasmai Namo Vigna Vinashanaya. Vinadhare Vipula Mangaladana Shile Bhaktarati Nashini Viranichi Harisha Vande Kirti Prade Akhila Manorat De Maharahe Vidya Pratayini Saraswati Naumi Nityam. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma
Tasmai
Shri Guruve Namaha. Mukhaṁ karoti vācālam pangulanhyate girim yat kripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo
Narayana.
Om Nilambuja Shamala Komalangam Sita Samarapita Bhavagam
Parno Mahashayak Charu Chapu
Namami Ramam Raghuvan Sanatam. Ram Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं श्री राम नाम वरानने। हे रमा पुरुषोत्तम नरहरि नारायण केशव गोविंदा गरुड़ध्वज गुणनिधि दामोदर माधवा। हे कृष्णा कमलापति यदुपति सीतापति श्रीपति वैकुंठाधिपते चराचरपते लक्ष्मीपते पाहि मम। ओम नमो भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो
भगवते
वासुदेवाय। ओम
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्ण वन्दे जगद्गुरु। नमः विज्ञान रूपाय परमानंद रूपिणे कृष्णाय गोपीनाथाय
गोविंदाय नमो नमः।
कृष्णाय वसुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय
गोविंदाय नमो नमः।
नमो ब्राह्मण्य देवाय गौ ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगदीथाय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। ओम यं ब्रह्मा वरुण इंद्र रुद्र मरुत स्तुनवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवै वेदै सांग परक्रमवतिषदै गारयन्ति यं सामधा। ध्यानावस्थिता तर्गते न मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यश्यन्तं नाविदुसुरा सुरगण देवाय तस्मै नमः। ओम नागेन्द्रहराय त्रिलोचनाय भस्मांगरगाय
महेश्वराय
नित्याय शुद्ध्याय दिगंबराय तस्मै नकराय नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम जयंती मंगला काली
भद्रकाली कपालिनी
दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वः स्वधा नमोस्तुते। नमस्तुते व्यास विशाल बुधे पुलारवेन्द्र यथ पत्र नेत्रः येन त्वया भारत तल्य पुरना प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानं प्रदीपः। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन
मोको प्रसुधा वर्णो रघुवर विमल यश
योदायक फलचार। ओ बुद्धहीन तनु
जानिके
ओ सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश
शक्तिकार
सियापति रामचंद्र।
जय शरणम।
नाथ मम संकट हरो हरि। प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय। We join in praises to Goddess Saraswati, begging of her once more to bless us, that may we always possess that sharp and broad intellect, to always have good memory, eloquence in our speech, melody in our voice, creativity in our hands, mastery over musical instruments, all in the field of fine arts and talents. This is what she blesses one with. So as we praise her, we beg of her blessings upon us. जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका श्री सरस्वती माता जय 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 श्री
सरस्वती माता
प्रथम विनवमय श्री गणेश को दूजे सरस्वती माँ दीजे मय विनवती नय देवा पूजो यह श्रीति जवा दीजे मय विनवती नय देवा पूजो यह श्रीति जवा जय 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 श्री
सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका
जय
जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री
सरस्वती माता
चौथे मय विनव पंच सभी को ध्यान तुझे उलधाम श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भवसागर पार करा श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भवसागर पार करा ओ जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका जय 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 श्री
सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता बोलो श्री आदि शक्ति सरस्वती माता की जय Praise again to a noble pathway of life that we follow, this pathway of Sanatan Dharam. In 1845, when our forefathers left Bharat Desh, India, coming here to work on the identityship program, what preserves and keeps a people alive is your culture and your traditions. And they held on to it for over 181 years. This year we celebrated since our forefathers came. They brought this noble pathway of life of Sanatan Dharam. They brought all the things necessary to carry on their noble traditions and culture. And here the vote is, we might be carrying it on more original than even in the motherland. You would not believe. All right? It is shocking to see what is happening here in Trinidad in terms of our dharma that is still being kept alive after 181 years. So in Sanatan Dharam, they brought their scriptures. And we don't have one scripture. You have so much you can't finish read them. 4 Vedas, 6 Shastras, 18 Purans. Think about that. 108 Upanishads. You have the Mahabharata, you have Bhagavad Gita, Dharam Shastra, Shrutis, Smritis, and so on. When are you going to finish reading Holy Scriptures? It took us 15 years on Thursday night to read on the Ramayana, from 1985 to 2000. From 2000 to 2024, it took us 24 years every Thursday night to read on the Bhagavad Purana, one of the 18 Purans. And here we are now dealing with another one, which is called the Garuda Purana. The Garuda Purana is a dialogue between Lord Vishnu himself and Garuda, that we could get the knowledge, right, as to the importance of us being here as human beings and what we should do. And when we leave here, what happens after we leave here? It deals with pre-death, death, and after death. So praise again to our pathway of life, Sanatan Dharam. Kaho ek baar hi mitro, Sanatan Dharam ki jai ho. चारों दुनिया में ओ सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
परे चाहे कष्ट लाखों ही, ना छोड़ो धर्म अपने को। परे चाहे कष्ट ना छोड़ो धर्म अपने को, भले ही प्राण तक जावे सनातन
धर्म की जय हो।
ओ सनातन धर्म की जय हो। ओ सनातन धर्म की जय हो। बोलो सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। Let us praise Lord Vishnu as we join in one of our most favorite bhajan, Jai Krishna Hare. Go ahead. Oh Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyon ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. Oh Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyon ko जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। और कोई न केवल आ रहा हो, और कोई न केवल तब तो ही मेरा पार करो, तब तो ही मेरा पार करो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। ओ जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। ओ पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। और जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, फिर जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। ओ जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे। और दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय, साधु गुरु के दंडवत, जय 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 सीताराम. Devotees, in Garuda Purana, Bhagavan Vishnu, bringing this knowledge to us and using Garuda as a medium by which we could get this knowledge, is explaining to us the importance of being here as human beings. In God's creation, there are 8,400,000 species of lives. They are divided into four main categories called Andaj, Ukmaj, Pindaj, and Astravar. Lives that are born from wombs, mammals. Humans are yet the highest. Lives that are born from eggs. Lives that are sweat-borne, microscopic and otherwise, and the plant kingdom. Of the 8,400,000, the highest is the human being. In Garuda Purana, Bhagavan shows us in other scriptures, we do not identify with this body. This body is just like a house. The you and me and every other person is really the soul that is within. The eternal spark of God that enters within it to bring life to it. And when there's consciousness in it, you are alive. And when it has left, then you say the person has died. That eternal spark of God, which is the Atma or the soul, is part and parcel of the Lord. And it cannot be burned by fire, drenched by water, nor cut by weapons. It is the most ancient thing. It is ever immortal. Although even the body is not slain, because the body is made up of 5 gross elements of earth, water, fire, and ether, and matter cannot be created nor destroyed. That's why when you go to a Hindu funeral, you will notice they rest the coffin 5 places on the ground. A ritual is done there called a manzil. Every time that is done is to ask the elements be released into its natural state. So if the body does not die and the soul does not die, then the Lord says, when I created the world as Brahma, I made this world in equally opposite pairs. If you're born, you will have to die. Once we are born, every creature that comes into being will have to leave its mortal coil one day. You could do what you want, it's going to happen. So hence, you see, the scriptures show you, you don't fear death, because it's going to happen. You could be the king or you could be the vagrant. Death recognizes no indifference. What is important? Preparing yourself for when that time will come. And the preparation is your lifestyle, how to live here. Bhagavan also shows us that this whole universe is operated on the logical law called the law of karma. Man is the creator of his destiny. How he makes his bed, so he will lie. What you plant, that is what you're going to reap. And it's very logical, practical, and realistic. If you plant dashin and you go to dig, you cannot get arrows. It's either you will get dashin or you wouldn't get at all. It's what you plant, that is what you are going to reap. That is the law of karma. And Bhagavan Vishnu shows us, and other scriptures you get his knowledge too. This materialistic world around us is a mirage. It makes you believe it's real and true. But really, the day a big knock comes on your door and say, time to go, then you realize the house stays right here. The land stays, the wealth stays, the car stays, the wife, the husband, the children, everybody stays. Nobody go with you. You and you go alone with your karmic bank. And what is the karmic bank? What you did with this body whilst you were blessed with it. You see it? Now, how do we know what to do from what not to do? What is beneficial and not beneficial? That is where these type of environments come in to give us the knowledge. Satsangh. Thanks today again with technology, you can reach devotees all over the world with technology that they can know and learn as we all are learning. That's why we always got to be in these environments. No matter what faith you may belong to, you have to gravitate to these types of environments in this time. Because many times you may do something and you do it wrong. How you do that, boy? My mind tell me do it. But your mind leads you wrong. So your mind will lead you correct all the time. And that's what Lord Vishnu is showing us, you see. What happens, he explained, when the soul leaves the body. The position of the soul as a prey, with the rituals being performed, the shaving, the offering of pindas, the first bhandara, the 1 year bhandara, you move on to a pitra. And again, what happened, during the course of that 1 year, when the soul leaves, it goes on a journey, and that journey is towards the Lord of Justice. You call him Lord Maraj. Everybody has to face him one day. We carry two individuals, invisible people on our shoulders. They are called Chitra and Gupta, and they document every single thing you do. One is like a bank book. One side is credit and one side is debit. All your good actions go on this side, all the other actions, ill actions go on the debit side. Right? And when you reach there, with these Chitra and Gupta, and again other issues, they come together, and they're able to testify you did these actions. And because of these actions that were done, you have to return. Although we are in the highest body in God's creation, we can fall down in the 8,400,000 species to even the lowest. So this body is called the karmic ladder, where we can lift the soul to the highest point, merging in oneness with God, the soul into the super soul or the state of final beatitude or non-return. Or due to ill karmas committed, we could bring back the soul downwards. The Lord says the ball is in our court. He says he is just like a referee in a football match or an umpire in a cricket match. You score the goal, you get the points. You do the wrong, you get penalties for it. The Lord will take no side. We are the creators of our destiny. How we make our bed, so we are going to lie. What we plant, that is what we are going to reap. And due to the balance of karmas, that is how the soul is destined to future body. That is why it is called the law of reincarnation or the transmigration of the soul, or metapsychosis. In Hindi, you call it this sansar, this bhausagar, this avagaman, and so on. Right? So Bhagavan Vishnu in the last chapter explained to us there are 4 gates leading to the Lord of Justice. The righteous person who lives a righteous pathway of life heads along the eastern, the northern, and the western gate. The unrighteous, the wicked, the perverse, those who throw away this body, hurting others and ill-using the body, they go along the southern gateway. And that's why I told you, tonight I'll go back to that chapter 4 to read back what causes us that after we leave this body to go on the southern direction. There are the lower apertures and the upper apertures in this body. A righteous person or a person trying to live along that pathway of righteousness, when the soul has to leave the body, it enters through the upper apertures, either through the ears, the eyes, the nostril, or the mouth. The yogis make it leave through the soul up here, the point they call it, the pineal gland up here. To the wicked, the perverse, and all the others and so on down there, who harming other God's creation and so on, the soul does leave through the lower apertures, be the anus or the private part. And definitely we head down the southern way. How do we know if we are going along the eastern, northern, western, or southern? Do we know? Huh? We don't know. Now in life, we do good and we do bad. We do it consciously and we do it unconsciously. Every one of us fall prey to that. Nobody is perfect. We all do good and we all do bad, consciously and unconsciously. So what I want to go back to is that to show what are some of the actions committed by us could lead us along that southern pathway where the river Vaitarani is, where souls get difficulty in crossing and so on in this way. So it's merely that we could get knowledge. Knowledge, this is the important thing. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is upliftment. Knowledge will carry you forward in life. The opposite of knowledge is ignorance. Ignorance brings suffering and frustration. And who suffers? You and I, because the soul continues and have to pay for it. This is a very old picture here. And it shows you in Narakun how the soul does have to suffer for different actions committed by it. Nothing goes unnoticed. You know, we do a wrong action, we say, nobody can see, boy, I get away. You say, I get away, nobody can see me, nobody are wrong. They done documented up there a long time. You don't get away. Nobody gets away. So knowing that this is not good, and this is detrimental to us, we always remember, you see what you don't do, it do have a reverse gear. You cannot undo it. But ahead of us, you can make a change. We still have an opportunity where we could prevent these certain ill actions taking place and to better our lives. That is why the greatest treasure man has is how much time we have remaining in life. And how much time we have, nobody knows. Nobody knows. So the philosophers say, what you have to do tomorrow, do it today. And what you have to do today, do it now. For you know not if tomorrow will ever come by. So Bhagavan Vishnu explains, as we are going to find out. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatiyai Namaha Guru Charan Kamalebhyo Namo Navam Sri Vishnu Adi Devebhyo Namaha Hari Om Karga Gakshanti ko Maha ko Bhage Vaitara Nanyan ko Pataninta Kai ko Papai ko Narako ke Yanti Tamne ko Katham Keshava Sadaiva ko karma ko nirtaha, shubha karam ko radha ko bukhaha, narake ko narakan ko rakhang ko yanti ko dukha dukhang ko bhayanada, dharam rajo pure ke yanti me, hariom, tribi ko siri dvairastu ko dhamamika, papastu ko dakshina ko dvarme ko marge ko na ko brajanti taba, siri Vishnu e namaha Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. So Garuda asked the Lord, he said, Lord, Hari Om, He Bhagavan, बिना को पापी को जीव को यमरागो को जाते हैं और को कित को पापों से को वैतारिणी नदी को गिरता है किना को पापों से नरक में को हरिओम पड़ता है चाह को समय को वैतारिणी पूर्वक को मिर्के को कही है. He said, my Lord, tell me, what sin again does cause a person after it has left this body to go along the sudden pathway to the Lord of justice, which is the pathway where all the misery and sufferation and all the negativities are there with the river Vaitarani and so on. Whilst the east, the west, and the north, you go, as we heard before, how easy that passageway is to reach to the Lord of Yamraj, where you even worship and adore. Right? What causes an individual, that soul, to go there? Why do they fall into that terrible river called the Vaitarani? I would like to know. Hari Om. इसी प्रकार भगवान विष्णु बोले कि उत्तर देते में गरुड़ शुभ कर्म के को विपरीत को रहा सदा को अशुभ कर्म को बरतारनी है. ऐसे पाप को नरक के जाकर फिर को नरक से को जाता और दुखते अंतर पुण्य को दुख होता है. अर्थात पापी पुरुषों के सदा हरिओम श्री काल के दुखा दिया को अब अनुभव के रहते हैं. So here he is asking again, why do they go to the hellish region? Why do they fall in this terrible river, the Vaitarani, suffering in this way? So the Lord responded to him and said, Garuda, listen, who goes in a certain direction? The person who turns away devotees from good deeds. The person who does not like to use this gifted body to do good with it. That person heads along that certain direction. You know what we are supposed to do with this body, you would believe how easy it is two things, par and upakar. And what is par upakar? Serving the Lord and His creation with a guileless heart. You know what that's belong to? Just doing good as much as you could, whilst you could, when you could, as long as you could, and as much as you could. Do not sit down and wait for good to come to you to do it. Get up and look for avenues by which you could do good with this body. Good karmas will bring good results. Bad karmas cannot bring good. Remember this illogical law of karma here. So the person who do not like to do good, although blessed with his highest body, he will go wrong that southern direction. You see it, devotees? Now, how you'll know what is good from what is bad? That's why we got to be in this type of environment so we could get the knowledge. Okay? Here he tells him again. The person again, Vishnu Bhagwan tells him here, Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. And that person who does not like to do good, but finds joy in doing wrong actions with this body. Doing bad, wrong actions with this body, he finds delight, he finds a joy in it. That person heads down that direction. Think about it. Right? You know why, devotees? The same Ramayana scripture tell us, when the lower creatures look at us, a tear does drop from their eye and they utter silent prayer in their heart, Lord, when are you going to bless me with this human body, which is the highest in your creation? When will I get that opportunity? They beg for it, and we are blessed with it. And what do? We waste it away. Mainly in this world that we believe is the Maya world you call material world, the world of sensuous pleasures that we believe is real happiness, but really is a mirage which makes you believe it's real and true, and where it is not. So doing bad actions or getting delight or finding happiness in doing wrong will lead you down that pathway to the southern gate, to the hellish region. Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Charan Kamalibhyo Namo Namam. And the soul moves suffering from suffering. And that is how devotees, when it's time to get back a body, you start from a lower species coming up. That's reincarnation. You take a body birth, you live in it life, you leave it death. You take back a body birth, you live in it life, you leave it death. Birth, life, death, birth, life, death, birth, life, death is called the cycles of births and death. And the same Garuda Purana explained, when in another chapter, depending on what bad action we commit with this body, what body you have to born back in to pay for that particular sin. Nobody, no creature is born by guess or coincidence. Everything is based on that logical law of the law of karma. Hari Om Sri Paramatmaye Namo Namam Govindaya. धर्मराज को पूर्व में 4 को हरिम दरवाजों है, जिनके पूर्वा को पश्चिम उत्तर को इनके तीनों को दरवाजों को धर्मराज को पुरुष जाते हैं, केवल को दक्षिण के द्वार में को पापी पुरुष को जाता है. Vishnu Bhagwan is saying there are 4 main entrances or gateways to the Lord of Justice: the east, the north, and the west. The good. Now nobody, I can say I good, but you try, you keep trying, and this is the important thing. It's always better to try and fail than fail to try. These are proverbs we learned when we were small. Make an effort, get up and do good with this body. All right? The righteous go along that city, along the east, the west, and the north. But here Lord Vishnu is saying here, Keval ko Dakshin, which means the south, Dwar mein gateway, Papi, right? Papi Purush. Papi means the sinful person, having left this body, heads along that southern direction, where that terrible river called the Vaitarani devotees awaits the soul to get difficulty at even crossing over. Hari Om. आपको चिंदाय को दक्षिण को दक्षिणा को द्वार में मार्ग को बीच में को एक वैतारणी नाम को नदी को उसमें को जो को पापी पुरुष को गिरते उसमें को होता है. And that southern direction is that river called the Vaitarani, which devotees is the pathway is miserable. The silk cotton tree is mentioned in the Garuda Purana, is on the banks of that tree, where souls remain suffering around there. And we know from literature that silk cotton tree is not an ordinary tree, remember that, right? And devotees, he will tell you again, who are the sinners who are go along this southern pathway. Now it comes back and shows you how the Lord tries to help. If you happen to be on the southern direction, and you reach Vaitarani, and you're in difficulty to cross, this is where the Garuda Purana tells you the gift of a cow, right, does help you. It wages like a raft or a measure by which you could cross over whilst other souls suffering. And that's why you may have been or attended an occasion called the Garuda, where somebody did the gift of a cow. We made the gift of a cow. This is to help, because we don't know if we're going on the south, east, north, or west. We don't know. Nobody could say, I do all the good in my life. I never do a wrong. Right? Self-praise is no praise, and we can't judge. Let me show you how we just commit sin, and you don't know. You know, we come into the temple tonight, right? You prepare, take a bath, put on clean clothes, fasted, everything, and you come in. And whilst you're coming on the road, you know how much ants you mash on the road and kill them? How many insects were flying on the bunks and we can't kill them? Huh? You must check by your grill and you go see the next day and so on. How many flying? You name it. Consciously and unconsciously, we do good and we do wrong. So none of us could say, yes, you see, me, I going straight heaven to God. We cannot say that. The Lord had to decide that. Our mission is to always keep trying to do good with this body. So here the Lord is going to show us that an idea of those persons or those actions that will lead us on a sudden direction. Now remember, what we don't do, we cannot do it. No reverse gear. That's why every day we have to pray. When you get up in the morning, you have to thank the Lord for the day. Do you know, as Hindus, we have 5 Maha yajnas we're supposed to do? You're supposed to give thanks to the ancestors. Just facing the south and bow. After you cleanse yourself and so on, you do devotion to Bhagavan, Surya, Lord Shiva, Tulsi, and so on. You worship your devotees, divinities in your little temple or your little puja room or where you have. You're supposed to read a little scripture every day and educate yourself. Every book is in English. Anything you want on the internet, you could get it. It's a poor excuse today when we say we don't know. Right? We are supposed to feed another human being every day and a dumb animal. We are supposed to do these things. Do we do it every day? No. Right? So when you get the opportunity, you do it. We take advantage, devotees. So we do good and we do good bad. But what type of action will definitely lead us on that sudden gate, where is the pathway of sufferation? इसी प्रकार को ब्रह्म हत्या, the one who kills a holy brahmana or a holy person, definitely that action will lead you on that pathway, right? Madira ko pine wala hai, the person who likes to drink alcohol or intoxicating drinks, definitely heads down on that sudden direction. Now, this is not meant to offend anybody, so information and knowledge. Bhagwan Vishnu is explaining this devotees to Garuda. All right? Madira ke pani, Madira means alcohol. Gau Hatya, the killing devotees of cows. Now in Hinduism, the cow is a sacred animal. Second to the human is the cow. The cow, in every part of the cow, a divinity manifests. That's why as a Hindu, you do not eat the meat of the cow. All we use is the milk and the byproducts. And from a human point of view, you will not want to eat that meat also, because once your mother stops breastfeeding you, you're going on dairy or clim or whatever you call it, coming from the cow. So that's why they say the cow is our mother. She's the only animal that observes a 9-month period of pregnancy like a human mother. Nobody have yet invented a machine to turn grass into milk. They can't do it. Think about it. So the cow is a sacred animal in Hinduism. Without the cow, we can't have prayers. And that's why she's worshipped, revered, and even gifted on this occasion too. So even forget religion, but from a human point of view, if you look at it, you'll want to protect her in this way. So Gau Hatya, what you have again? Bal Ghati. What is Bal Ghati? Killing a child, an infant child, is a terrible sin that leads you down on that pathway. Infanticide, you call it, right? Istrikoghati, again, devotees, the, what you call it? Killing a lady is a terrible sin, a female. They are supposed to be protected and so on, and killing a lady, a devotees, or the female, is considered a sin. Istrikoghati. गर्भ को गिराने वाला है, destroying embryos in the belly. You know what you call abortion and so on? That is a serious sin, because life does not begin when a child is born. Life begins at conception. The moment a mother conceives a child, life begins. So that is considered, devotees, a serious sin because you're taking a life there also. इसी प्रकार को हरिओम श्री गुप्त में को पाप करने वाला है. Those who commit again secret sins, devotees. You're committing the sin, but nobody knows what's going on there, and like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You understand? हरिओम इसी प्रकार के हरिओम देवर को यर्था को वाने वाला है. Those who steal the wealth, devotees, of the teacher. A person who steals the wealth of the teacher is the one who educates you, who takes you out from ignorance and with knowledge uplifts your whole life, and you take advantage, devotees, and you rob your teacher. That is a terrible sin that leads you down that sudden gate. नारायण भक्ति के स्त्रियों वाले को हरिओम विश्राम को दिलाकर को उनके धन को हरने वाला को बालकों के धन को हरने वाला द्रव्य उद्वार को लेते को बाद न को देने वाला है. भगवान विष्णु is saying again, those who take away devotees, who steal in fact the property, devotees, of the temples, which is a universal spot. Okay? You don't take from a place like this. You always bring to this place. Always remember that. Always bring. Don't take from it in this manner. All right? Even the holy ones, you're stealing from them and so on. That lead you down on that direction. The one devotees who takes away the possession of women. Right? A female who we consider to be the fairer sex, and who probably is not as robust as a man itself, and you take advantage of her and steals or takes her possession, that is a terrible sin that allows you to head down on that sudden gate. You see how simple and these things happen there? The person who steals the possession of children. The father buy a nice gold chain for the little child, and a fella grab it and take it away. That is a terrible sin, because that child is innocent. A child cannot defend him or herself. Right? Stealing from children is a terrible sin that leads you there. इसी प्रकार को कोई को था पर भी रखने वाले विश्राम को घाटी में को जहाँ को मिश्रित को आन को देकर को मारने वाला है. पापो पुरुष को और के को हरि अवगुण को ग्रहण को श्री को गुणी को प्रशंसा न करे है. श्री विष्णु आदि देवे भ्यो नमः. Those who do not repair your debt, and that is a normal practice these days. People come and they borrow from you, and but you see the kind of promise they swear they're going to pay you back. And once you forget that, they forget you, and they're done with that. They're glad when you forget that you lend them. You don't get away. Every action has a reaction to it. You have to suffer because you gave your word on that. And your word is your bond. King Dasrath in Ramayana says, Raghukula Riti Sadachali Yai Prana Jai Varuvachananda Jai. He will give up his life than to go back on his word. Something I said long ago, if a father died, the first thing the son will look around to find out if that father or mother was owing anybody in the community to clear the debts. Today we just be glad if the man dead, well, we had to pay him back again. That mark down up there. You have to answer for that deed. You don't get away. You see it? Narayana Bhakti Kevalam Char, misappropriating devotees' deposits. A person in charge of accounting, banking coming here too, and is misappropriating people's funds, right? You know how to add here and take away there, and you understand? And you take for yourself and fix yourself good, you don't get away. Every action has a reaction. It leads you down on that sudden journey, because to die, we have to die one day. You know, I always say, you see, when you're young, you just feel you'll never get old. When you're healthy, you'll feel you'll never get sickly. When you see something happen to somebody, you just want to believe that could never happen to me. Never put your head on a block for that. Anything could happen. The process of life, Brahma created this world. Once there is birth, there will be death. The treasure you have is the lifespan God gave you to live here. You could prolong it, you could shorten it. You could use it for a good purpose. Our present position depends on what was done in our past life, our karmas. That's why we are blessed to come back as humans. But the future depends on what we do with the body now. So what we are doing with the body now is preparing a future state for when we leave this body of this human. So if you have to come back here, you don't want to come back as you are or worse than you are. You want to come back better. And nothing is free. You have to work for it. We have to work for it. And what we have to do? Par upakar. Just serve the Lord and His creation with a guileless heart. Doing good as much as you could, whilst you could, when you could, as long as you could. As I tell you, God bless you with health. You can only do when God bless you with health and strength. The day health and strength start to fail, you cannot do. And if God bless you with resources, I read the other day in the Katha, the highest way to use resources is for charitable purposes. That is what will help you build the good karmas. So devotees, it tells you here again, misappropriating deposits. Narayan bhakti kevalam isi prakar ko dekar ko marne wala hai. The person who betrays confidence, devotees, right? Somebody placed their confidence in you. Okay? You just have that. You have to be confidential, and you betray that confidence is a terrible sin we commit. It leads you down on that pathway of the southern gate. It's not a good. पापी को पुरुष में औरों के अवगुण के को ग्रहण को गुण के को प्रशंसा के न करे की होता है. Those who kill with poisonous food, those who kill with poisonous food go wrong that southern pathway. How much of us fall in on that? You see what I tell you? You know if you go in the south, How much of us does use it? Now God make every creature according to its karmic setting. And just as how you see, we like this body. Have you ever tried to kill a cockroach? A cockroach, a fly, a mosquito, or a rat, have you ever tried to kill it? What will it do? You ever see a film called Mouse Hunt? You must watch that film called Mouse Hunt and see what a mouse will do. Every creature, once they get the body that they are blessed with due to karma, they get to like it. And they do like to leave it, just as we will do every single thing to keep this life in this body. Every single thing. You want doctor to work a miracle when the time comes, right? To see you can get back this body in good condition and so on. Every creature likes its body just as how we like our body, the same way. Remember that. So, now, what has happened really here? When you go down Bhagavad Purana and it shows you, you know, God make every creature to live, And if a mosquito really bites you, you're supposed to leave it like it bites you. Right? That's how God make it to feed. What you going to do? Right? But we could take advantage and you could kill it. Or the rat or the chicken or the fish. Sarava fish are lion, see? Our elephant, think about it. You see it? It's a point of advantage too. Now somebody will say, that's the food chain and all these things and so on, right? Other excuses come in for that. But every animal God created likes its body, the soul in that body. And every animal is entitled to its life just as we like our life. And we as the highest is supposed to protect the lower ones, not take advantage of them. Now, this is another thing. The rat is a pest. Other creatures are pests and all these things and so on. So in order for we to survive now, you have to subdue them for us because they really come and take over your house, it's trouble, right? So we just commit. Now I'm telling you, we just be doing good and we doing bad too. Both ways we doing it. And the action is committed, and there's a reaction to the action. So killing with poisonous food is not good, much less you kill a human being. Think about it, eh? Some people kill pets and things with poison food and so on, you know. Right? I mean, they're selling the poison too, you know. So you think about it. Are these things good? If you could help it, that's why you see devotees. The yogi does tell himself, he don't want to mix up in this material world. He set forth from it and he gone on the Himalayas. So he will not be committing karmas that we are committing that you become responsible for. But even this body too, it comes, I can tell you, you could prevent now hurting other creatures. And how to prevent it? You know what's the highest quality you could practice with this body? Thou shalt not hurt another creature. No, I didn't say man, eh? Thou shalt not hurt another creature. That is called ahimsa. Non-violence is the highest quality you could practice with this body. But to practice it according to Lord Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, it will bring you to a vegetarian diet. Because you will not want to hurt another creature just to satisfy this stomach. And that's why you'll go veggie. And which also is a healthier diet in this time with so much of chemicals and whatnot people eating in their food. So this is why I tell you, let's get knowledge from the scriptures. That's why we got to be in these environments, so we could uplift and elevate ourselves. Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Guruvan ko puro Hari Om Purush me ko Isha ko rakhne wala Hari Om Sri Hari Om Hari Nijako Jati me ko Purush me ko Saniha ko Rakhe Punaha Sata Sangati ko Bimukha ko Muru ko Rate ki hota hai Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. The person devotees who likes to seize the opportunity to look at the fault of others and bring down that person. You know what you have? You have fault finders and fault menders. Scriptures tell us you must try to be a fault mender, not a fault finder. Because you know what they say? How you call it? Monkey don't see what they do, they see others. Right? You yourself doing the wrong, but you're looking for the fault in another. Be a fault mender than a fault finder. And you take that advantage of the fault of an next person and you strip him down from all his merits to destroy him, you're going down the south direction. And they build a highway. Remember, you have a highway going south, eh? Narayana Bhakti Kevalam Charan Kamali Bhyo Namo Navam Hari Om. The person again, devotees, who are jealous of others who have devotees, gain merits in their life. You see a person going forward, the fellow have any vehicle there, you say jealousy kills. And it's true, right? We jealous that person is his good karma that God bless him and he going forward. When the neighbor doing good in life, God bless him, let he have more. I am happy because happiness is in what? All the scriptures tell you, happiness is not in how much you have. Happiness in being a contented person. You see, when you have contentment in your heart, that is the happiness. And plenty of people strive for it. And it's so simple to get, and yet so difficult. Sri Bhagavan Vatsalam Mama Pujitam. Isi prakar ko charana kamale bhyo namo namam. People who are attached to wicked company. Long time devotees, the proverb tell you, Shakespeare said it, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. If you lie me with a thief, what do you do to brand yours? Eh? But if you lie me with the fellow who making the parasad, what do you call you? Yeah, man, parasad maker boy. Eh? You see it? A friend could be like a knob in an elevator. It can take you up or take you down. You don't want to go down, you want to keep you up all the time. So associating with the wicked or the perverse devotees will strip you of all the good that you have. I'll make you commit ill karmas of themselves that will allow you to go down on that sudden pathway. Krishna Vasudevaya, those who are foolish. You see what I tell you? Everybody is supposed to strive to uplift themselves. You don't remain stagnated where you are, especially where knowledge and upliftment is concerned. Take the simple devotees example from our forefathers. When they came here with what you call a little jaji bundle, you know. A little jaji bundle, they had nothing. And look what they did with themselves. They keep moving forward, they keep uplifting themselves, devotees, both spiritually, materially, and otherwise. So you don't remain stagnated one place all the time. You're a human being. They have something what you call the mastery of yourself. You have to learn to take control of yourself. And many times you see, we want to do it now. I will do it. And the ego in you will cause you not to happen. But if you give the Lord a chance to help you to do it, you'll see how quickly it will be done. That is why devotees, again, why you think in this Bhagavad Gita, in the Mahabharata war, Arjuna had Lord Krishna driving his chariot. When you have the Lord in front, driving your chariot, which is symbolic of this body, you're going to win any war. You try to do it for yourself and see. Outer ego. You'll get what a disappointments you will get. But if you always keep the Lord in front all the time, you will see 99.9% you'll always be successful. So give the Lord a chance in your life and you're going to see. Always try to elevate yourself spiritually, materially, and otherwise. Don't remain stagnated. My father used to say your children should at least go one step further than where they reach. You don't go backwards to where they reach. Keep going forward, forward drive, as you say. Right? And parents too, you're supposed to get your children to uplifting, moving forward and uplift yourself. And what we're supposed to do? Serving the Lord and His creation with a guileless heart. Just doing good whilst you could, when you could, as long as you could. Keep doing that with this body whilst God bless you. Hari Om. सदकर्म कर्मी को हरिओम श्री गुरु की को देवता को निंदा देने वाले और हरिओम पुराण को वेद को महिमा को न्याय को वेदांत को आदि को हरिओम दूषण को लगने वाला है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. Those who do not like good company, right? You have Satsangh is company of the good. Kusang is the company of that which is not good. Remember the Lord say, you know, I am just the referee in the football match or the umpire in the cricket match. You have to choose. You want to go so, you want to go so. If you go so, you'll get His benefits. If you go so, that will happen to you. The choice is yours. God no pressure us to do nothing. We could uplift ourselves and we could sink ourselves in the depths of metapsychosis. That's why devotees, you have to get in your life early as you can, your third eye open. We have an invisible eye in the middle of the forehead. It's called the third eye. It's the eye of intuition. These two eyes can only see in materialism. It can't go beyond that. Only when this third eye is open, you see beyond. And the sight is limitless. And when this third eye is open, you will not be seeing you as this body, but you will see the eternal spark of God existing in you as the real you and the real me. And you'll begin to realize now your purpose of being here and take advantage of it, because we have no water in Grandi today, but Vasa's sign is waste not, want not. Right? That is the motto. It is exactly, you waste it today, you'll be glad for it tomorrow. That's why the soul, when it reaches the Lord as the justice, the Lord of justice, you know, it's the first thing we do when we reach the Lord of justice and they call out all what you do. You say, Lord, I'm begging you, give me a chance, please. Give me a chance to come down back here and I will correct all them wrong. One notebook are all he probably said, I will do this and I will do that. Lord, give me a chance, please. You know the Lord of justice will say, every time you come up here, you just always ask for a chance. When I send you back, you just go back to square one. It makes sense. He said, up here we just operate with a motto. Look it up there written. You are man to do the crime, so stand up as a man and pay the fine. That is the law of karma. You are man to do the crime, so stand up as a man and pay the fine now. That's it. The Lord don't take sides. The Lord don't favor one and disfavor another. Everything is a karmic situation. So that is why you see now it shows us, as I mentioned to you, how will we know what is right from what is wrong? That's why in this age, the greatest environment is this kind of environment. In every faith, where you come together with love and devotion for the purpose of worshiping the Lord. Singing and chanting His praises with a guileless heart is highly recommended in this age, and listening to the divine nature devotees. There you will get knowledge. It has no place to open this third eye faster than this kind of environment. It tells you that. You see, the human body itself has what you call chakras or kundalinis. This is not an ordinary body. Every gland, every organ is devotees, is guarded over, or devotees is a deity or a divinity presides over it. Every pore in this body, a divinity resides. This head does represent Lord Brahma, right? Lord Shiva is here, Lord Vishnu is down there. All over this body is a divine body. And you have chakras or kundalinis with the yogic practice, and you are able to awaken these chakras or points of awakening, live the life force, at least get it for your third eye open. The yogis go to the highest, they bring the soul up here, and they communicate in that abstract state called Maha Samadhi with God. In that nature, we praise Him as Nirgun Brahman. This body, the human, is not easy. And it was given to us for a purpose. If you use it for the purpose, you're going to benefit. If you ill use it and do otherwise with it, Sri Ram says in Ramayana, definitely you cannot reap good afterwards. You're going to suffer for it. We might get a chance to born back as a human, right? Because that's somebody good you do and whatsoever and so on. But when you're born back here, you're born back with all kind of trouble and problem. Do you not have some? Why does a child, the child get to born and the child die in the mother's womb? One child born, he die as soon as he born. One child born deformed. A next one had to remain in intensive care for 6 months. The next one born healthy and happy and all these things and so on. One born and he has, the other born he doesn't have. Why? Everything is karma. Karma. The Lord do favor or disfavor. You do good, you're going to reap good. If you do wrong, you cannot reap good. We cannot devotees. And Bhagavan Vishnu is showing us these type of actions are not good. They are not good to do that. What already is done, you cannot do it, but at least you try to make in the future then in this way a change. Those again, he says here, who despises places of pilgrimages. You see, holy places like the temple, the church, the mosque, and mandirs, and you don't like them kind of place, you're going to knock out. That is the environments to help you, and you do like these kind of places. You see it? Narayana Bhakti Kevalam Charan. And who don't like devotees to associate with good company, we read of that. The person again who does not like to do good actions with his body. The person again, devotees, Charan Kamale Bhyo Namo Namam, don't like to associate with company that could uplift you, but those now that could bring you down. Choose your friend, and not only that too, you see your children, look at the company your children are keeping. Very important. Yes, they have their peer groups and all these things and so on. They've grown up in their time and age and so on. But you have to gear your children in the correct company to move forward and upward, not to be led astray, or else you will regret it later on. You know what's admirable tonight, right? if you had come here from 5:30 this evening, how Wayne was showing his little child Avir how to do puja. With care and attention and with all the patience and love, he holding him and make him offer the flower, put the chandan, offer the belpat, make the arti. It was a marvelous thing to see him with his little son this evening. Right? When you get them along that pathway, they will grow a liking for this kind of environment. And that is why you see, as parents again, you have to get your children in this kind of environment. Now school closed, the temple should be full from the next 4 weeks, 4, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Or 2 months, in fact, right? All parents, you have to bring out your, just take the opportunity. Keep the company of the good that you could get upliftment devotees. नारायण भक्ति केवलम. इसी प्रकार अप्रसन्न होने वाले को हरिओम श्री सुखी का को दुख को मानने वाला है. हरिओम कटु वचन को बोलने वाले को मन भी को हरिओम श्री बड़ा बात को रखने वाला. हित की को श्री बातर भा को नहीं को सुनने वाला. शास्त्र की आज्ञा भी को किसी में समय को ना को मानेगा. इसी प्रकार को ऐसे को अभिमानी को मूर्ख में अपने को पंडित को मानने वाला है. श्री विष्णु आदि देवेभ्यो नमः. भगवान विष्णु said Garuda again, that individual who again who ill speaks the scriptures, desecrate the scriptures and all these things. The scriptures are there to guide us, right? To help us, to uplift and move forward. You desecrate, you know, you'll speak and all these things and so on. It'll send you down that pathway because these are things to help uplift you in life and you don't like it, right? Every scripture teaches and every faith teaches you how to go forward and upward in life. I don't think none of us teach you to follow the wrong pathway, right? In our dharma devotees, those who are elated again, you see the miserable suffering and oh God, I'm glad, it's good for them. And that compassionate feeling in your heart, something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. The person is happy on beholding a scene like that, and you happy and you're dancing, you go and this and that, you're going down south. Right? A saintly quality is to feel the pain of another when another is suffering. That's a saintly quality, eh? Always remember that. Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Those who make a happy person wretched. How much of that going on these days? Eh? People come in your house, look, the old lady there, choke she, strangle she, and kill she. Eh? Just think of it. How many people today with home invasion and all these things and so on. People want to be a little happy and you don't know who next. Think about it. You make any happy wretched, you going on south definitely, definitely. They get a special into travel on, right? Those type of actions, knowing this devotees, a person should turn away from these type of actions, devotees. A person again who likes to speak evil words and are always evil-minded up here, right? Up here is only evil-minded thinking, and how a man thinketh, so he'll become it. Normally when you're thinking up here, you're going to want to manifest it in action. Those kind of people, Kakbusun said, Ramayan, you see, when you're traveling on the road, you see them long trucks and smack keep 17 meters away. These kind of people, you stay 100 meters from them. You don't keep close to them at all. Because they have nothing good to help you with or to attribute towards your upliftment. You don't associate with those type of company. If you are conscious of yourself, now you are God's created like everybody. You have no ill feeling for anyone. But you want somebody to move you forward and upward, not bring you downward and backward. And that's where we're supposed to keep moving away. That individual devotees are Hari Om. Ek abhimani ki hota hai. You know what's abhiman? Abhiman is to be egoistic. Nobody is better than me. You are very proud in yourself, in your looks, in your position, in your qualification or your skill or talent or whatever. Yeah, nobody to touch me at all. And you walk with your head high up so. Abhiman devotees, is the beginning of one's downfall. Anytime you feel you are the best, tell yourself, you know, will start to go wrong. Because you always have somebody better than you. The person who achieves, right, he bows. You don't go upward. And we get that lesson from a fruit tree. Mango in season. The more the tree bears, it don't go up in the sky. It bows down to the ground, allowing you to come and take. That he who is blessed, that's why simplicity is above all greatness. Simple, humble, down to earth. Becoming approachable. That you become easy for somebody to approach you now, that you could give back. Because whatever you have, knowledge or otherwise and so on, if it's not shared or used properly, it becomes wasted afterwards. Right? So ego devotees, that nobody is better than you, tell yourself, you're now going to head downwards. You will begin to go wrong. It will kill. Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Charanakam. A person who don't like satsang at all, you don't like this kind of environment. And this environment is so magical and is so beneficial. It will cost you 1 single cent, you know. Right? When you come here, you're in a good company. Think about it. When puja finish, you're sure to get Panchamrit, Parsad, food, and you're going to carry to where you want more than that. Yeah? Think about it. Satsang is an environment that's transformed you. Gradually, you will change. I am telling you. It is magical because the scriptures declare that. So in these holy environments, as we are person having knowledge like this, will make choices. You want to go so, or you want to come here? The choice is yours. But you are the creator of your destiny. Right? God is taking no side, you know. You creating your pathway, devotees, in this manner. Who again heads on that southern direction, devotees? इसी प्रकार पूर्व में को गिनाने को गए और भी को दूसरे को धर्म को रहित को बहुत से को पाई जीव रात और को दिन को रोते हुआ को यम मार्ग को जाता है. A person who is selfish, right? In life you learn good is done when you are selfless, not selfish. Because you know why? When you are selfless, you will give freely or do freely. And that is where you'll be building good karmas. When you're selfish, you will keep it to yourself. You don't want to give, you want all for yourself. In Ramayana, Lord Rama explains, if a person, I'm just saying, if a person is blessed with wealth, there are 3 ways by which a person could use it. 1, 2, and 3. The first one is the highest, which is to do good to the Lord and His creation. A lot of charity work and doing good, helping others in trouble and problem, and you know, good to not only humans, every aspect of the Lord's creation. The second way is where you flaunt it. You mean you fix yourself good in this life, right? Yes, nobody has said no. But you will get more in-depth into materialism, right? And the more you have in materialism is the more trouble for you. You have to care for it, you have to take care of it, you have to say about it. So your mind now gets tied up more in Maya, like the fly who touches the spider's web. How the leg gets stuck and the others get stuck and the fly is devoured, right? So too, when you start a flaunt life in this body, in materialism, you're going to commit karmas that are detrimental to you. And the third way is the worst. The third way is, nash means you're going to lose it. How are you going to lose it? You are so stingy, and they have a better word, they call it ming-piling, right? You're afraid to lose it, all right? And you wouldn't want to spend it. But eyes are watching you. When this man go dead, boys, I could get the bank book. They're only waiting for you to die to get that bank book. And if you can spend it, they will spend it for you. Listen to what I'm telling you and see that happening. That's why the scriptures tell you when God bless you and you have health and strength with this body, do good. Help the underprivileged. Help the child who can't afford to go to school. Or person in problem, he doesn't have a house or something. Or the church, the school, whatever it is, you could do good. And always remember, you see, when you do good, you don't talk back about it. Anytime you talk back about what you do, you lose the benefits of it. Sometimes we give, you say, sorry, I give so much, you lose all the benefits. When you give freely. And watch people who like to give freely. They always have. God will always provide for you. It comes back many, many times more. It is like that. So these are the three ways. The highest way is to do good, because at the end, nothing we could carry. Koi na le jai he dhan ban ke ghatariya. O koi na le jai he dhan ban ke ghatariya. You ever see a baby when a baby born? The fist does be tight like this. And watch a person when they die, the hand is open like this. We come with nothing and we carry nothing. All you will carry is the good and bad actions committed with this body whilst we are here. You see? Hence the Lord is saying to us, do good whilst you can. A person who thinks himself that he's learned, he's very learned, nobody no more than he. There's a quotation, He who feels he knows really knows not. You have to watch the fella who tell you, boy, he ain't know nothing, boy, he's still learning, boy, and he's floating on the surface yet, where knowledge is concerned. Watch that man. Right? The empty vessel makes the most noise. These are proverbs we learn. Self-praise is no praise. You don't praise yourself and say, I know this and I know that. Let somebody praise if you want to praise in that manner. So devotees, that type of quality leads you down there. Those again, and many others, Lord Vishnu is saying, right? Every sinful deed committed, devotees, away from the righteous pathway of life. What happened? That person goes to the southern direction to Lord of Justice, Lord Maraj, weeping day and night, crying, why I didn't know when I had this body, why I didn't have this knowledge to do all this good that is mentioned. When people telling you, you don't want to hear. They're advising you, though, you don't want good advice. You want to do how your mind tell you to do, and you get tied up in my world, you commit karmas now, you're suffering for it there. And you know what happens when you don't die? Who behind say, boy, life had to go on, They going to remember your fast as long as the present thing do out and thing, right? Only after that rituals, after that they may bother with you again. You die good, and they want to find out where the bank book, and who get in the house, and who get in the car, and who get in the lot of land on the road. You know that, the body is cold yet. And they start a fight now, who gain this and that and so on. And you kill your whole life for it for them. They ain't studying you at this time. We come alone, we go alone. We are the creators of our destiny. How we make our bed, so we will lie. 5 children are born from the same parents. Everyone come with their individual karma. Everyone is responsible for their own deeds and actions, devotees, and your own upliftment in life. It is you to take knowledge, to take, that action, the righteous action, that could help you, or you could also deprive yourself of it by going on the wrong side. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Sri Vishnu Adi Devi Bhyo Namaha. इस प्रकार को ये मार्ग के चलते हुआ को जीव यमदूतों के को तारने वाले को वह तारनी नदी को जाकर पापी पुरुष में गिरते के उनका को कहता कि होता है. It says here, and the soul has been the custody of the Yamdut. The Yamdut is the messenger of Lord Yamraj. And their devotees, they are beaten on the way and so on, and go towards that Vaitarani river. That's a whole chapter by itself. We dealt with it before, how souls suffer, right, to cross that river, right? He said, I will tell you now who devotees, which type of sins cause that person to fall into the Vaitarani river and suffer more down there. Whilst other souls could go on the east and the north and the western gate happily, and even those who have made the gift of the cow and so on, they could leap across, whilst you remain sunk in that river suffering. Right? So you see, devotees, it's logical, it's practical, and it's realistic. We are born, we will have to die. We are not the body, but we are the soul. The soul don't die, the body don't die. Hence why in Hinduism, all these rites and rituals are so important. It explained, we have listened to it previously, every aspect when somebody dies, all the various things that you observe on the rites, the rituals, offering of pindas, tarpan, the shaving, the bandara, the Masik Shra during the course of the year, the 1 year. It's only when that 1 year is done, the soul takes the form of a pitra, from a pret. And yes, still we are obligated at Pitra Paksh because the soul does not die. And the whole issue is that, what is the main objective of the soul? We are here, and the main objective that we should merge back in oneness with God, never to come back into a future body. On that process, continuing process, devotees, we have reached the highest point by being in this human body, and we stand right on the gateway to reaching and merging with the Lord. But yesterday the Lord comes back and say, it all depends on how you use this body. What was this body prescribed for? Sadhan Kidhan. Sadhan means spiritual endeavors. This is what this body was prepared for. We have to live in this world. We are not yogis, we are householders. You have to get up, go to work, hustle, pay bills, say about children, all these things and so on, family life. But we have to make the time to help us to elevate. That when the time comes, that we can leave here, we can strive to get at oneness with God. If that does not happen, the soul returns, and that is reincarnation based on that karmas committed by us. And again, as I said, we are in this highest body. You don't want to fall down lower than you are. It is so hard to reach up to this point. But it's real easy to fall from the top of the ladder and to down on the ground. If you're on the first treader and you fall, you don't get much lash. But if you're on the 16th treader up there and you fall, tell what could happen. It wasn't easy to reach this point with this human body. It's easy to go wrong back. We don't want that. You want to now ascend, but if we have to come back, at least come back better than we are and continue the process. That is what happened. It bridges from the previous birth of a devotion to the Lord and His creation, that eventually we could merge in oneness with God. Prem se boliye Sri Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai. So this is the 4th chapter, relates about the cause that will, or the actions that will cause us to prevent us from heading along the east, north, and the western gate of joy and happiness to Lord Maraj, but to head on the southern gate, which is that one of torture and trouble and problems. So it's meant again really for information and knowledge and not to offend anyone. All right? So we'll stop here this juncture. Prem se boliye Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai. So devotees, tonight we are blessed once more having this privilege to be in this holy shrine and join this holy environment of Satsangh. Tonight we want to thank Wayne very much and his son Avir for doing puja tonight. They take the opportunity to offer themselves in devotion. But we want to also thank Lalan. Everything is sponsored by him tonight. Okay? On behalf also of his sister and so on, right? The parsa, the food and all of these is sponsored by him. Lalan was under the weather for a little while, and by the grace of the Lord, his good niti and so on, he's now back on his feet. And so is thanksgiving tonight. He gives thanks for being back on his feet and being in this holy environment and continue the good work. We thank very much Mr. Mukesh Samuel and Bodhi for preparing the parasat tonight. And our meals that are prepared, that we will have shortly, was prepared by the ladies group of the temple. So please stay and partake after Arti and so on. Now on Sunday coming, the temple is holding a bhajan sangam, right? An institution like this and all others, check how much it costs to run a simple home. It needs a lot of finance to run a place like this and maintain it and so on. And from time to time, you have fundraising event years. So this fundraising event here is a bhajan sangam, where we have groups will come in and they'll be rendering bhajan, people sponsor bhajans that they will be singing. Right? It's only $50 for a bhajan. Many have given their support, and we invite you to come out from Sunday from 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Right? Meals will be served throughout the day. Light snacks, tea, coffee, all these things and so on we'll have. Come and join with us in a nice, holy environment, and it's daylight activity from 10 in the morning to 6 in the evening. Whatever proceeds, whatever again is gained from the bhajan sangam will go, the proceeds will go towards the temple funds, upkeep and maintenance and so on. So we do look forward to seeing you on Sunday. On next Thursday, we'll deviate from Purana because our devotee Adonis, who does sponsor the Hanuman Jayanti Puja and so on, a great Hanuman devotee, is his birthday, and he would like to do Bedi Puja and have a Ramayana Katha on Hanumanji. So we'll deviate next week, Thursday. Everyone is invited again. Puja will start around 4:35, all right? And then we'll have Ramayana reading to finish about the same time. Now, in the environment here, we have Yagyas coming on. The Kirai family of, how you call it, coal mine, they are hosting us 7 nights Bhagavad, 7 days Bhagavad, 3 times a day from the 2nd to the 8th of August. Right? Pandita Bhiran will officiate on others. 2nd to the 8th. Narayan Maruvan is having days too. I can't remember the date. Oh, look the man here. Huh? The 12th to the 18th too, Narayan Maruvan Temple will be hosting the annual Yagya. We will also have ours on 9 nights Ramayana Yag from the 14th to the 23rd of August. Remember that. And the Tirat will be on the 30th of August. Right? 30th of August. I wanted to get it already. I haven't said we're supposed to get. Find out if you have it. Right? Okay, so all along these places, it's very expensive. It's a lot of effort. Nobody is being compensated for it to get these type of activities going. They create the environment and the activities for us. All you have to do, just make up your mind and go. And I tell you, you can't go wrong, right? You must get to carry too. So it's a good environment to always find yourself in. So Prem se boliye Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. We do look forward to seeing you all on Sunday coming. Let us now stand, please. We'll join in Arati. And we ask our devotee. Sunday. Okay, on Sunday coming, we'll have tickets available for the Tirat. We ask our devotee who did puja to commence the Arati. Hari Om. Om yani kani chapapani janamantaragrhetani ta tani tani vinashanti pradakshina parye parye. Hello Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Jagadish Hare, Bhakta Jano ke Sangat,
दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर गए।
Om Jai Jagadish Hare.
जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का
Swami Dukha bin se man ka, Sukh Sampati ghar aave,
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, हर्ष मिटे घर मन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण कहो इसकी।
ओ स्वामी शरण कहूँ मैं किसकी, तुम बिन और न दूजा।
तुम बिन और न दूजा। आश करो जिसकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी।
ओ स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी। पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर,
पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता।
स्वामी तुम पालन करता।
मैं मूरख कलकामी।
मूरख खलकामी।
कृपा करो भरता।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम हो एक गोचर सबके प्राणपति।
ओ स्वामी सबके प्राणपति।
किस विधि मिलो दया मैं।
किस विधि मिलाव गया मैं।
तुमको मैं कुमति।
ओम जय जगदीश
हरे। दीन बंधु दुख हरता तुम रक्षक मेरे।
ओ स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे।
अपने हाथ उठाओ अपनी शरण लगाओ। द्वार पर तेरे।
ओ जय जगदीश हरे।
विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा।
पाप हरो देवा।
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ।
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ। परंपराए तेरा। ओम जय जगदीश
हरे। जय जगदीश हरे।
स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संगत,
दास जनों के संगत शरण में दूर करे।
ओ जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल।
जय जय सीताराम हरि बोल। जय जय सीताराम हरि बोल।
जय जय सीताराम हरि बोल। जय जय सीताराम हरि बोल।
ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
जय जय सीताराम हरि बोल। जय जय सीताराम हरि बोल।
जय जय सीताराम हरि बोल। जय जय सीताराम हरि बोल।
ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
बोलो श्री सीताराम सीताराम। श्री
सीताराम 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 जय सीताराम
बोलो श्री राधे
श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम सीताराम जय सीताराम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम।
बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय। We humble ourselves in prayerful submission. We thank the Lord for these moments that we have had in this holy environment of Satsangh. We beg of you, Lord, bless us, that may we continue to elevate ourselves, realizing our true selves who we are, and working towards achieving the purpose for which we are here as human beings. Hari Om. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrisham Meghavarnam Subhangam Lakshmikantam
कमलनयनं
Yogi Viridhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhaubhayharam Sarvalokaikanadam Om Tvameva Mata
शपिता त्वमेव
Tvameva Vando Cha Sakha Tvameva Vidya
द्रविणं त्वमेव
Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om। प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय, आर शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। प्रेम से बोलिए सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय, साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम। आपकी आसन लीजिए, प्लीज टेक योर सीट्स। बी रिमाइंडेड आफ्टर आरती, प्रसाद and meals are all there for you. Please stay and partake.